Okay, let me start from here. So last week, last time, we finished the overview of the consciousness at a glance, So if we summarize the Jaitas, the consciousness chapters, you will see these numbers, these kinds of consciousness, sense-sphere consciousness altogether, 54, and Kama Vajara Jeta. So we have already talked about these Pali words as well. Literally meaning Kama Vajra Jeta is sense-sphere consciousness, and the next group is Rupa Vajra Jeta 15, and 5 material consciousness. And the next group is 12 Arupa Vajra Jeta, immaterial sphere consciousness. And the last group is 8 or 40 Lokuttara Jeta, supramundane consciousness. So this is consciousness at a glance. And next, we have finished this one as well. What are the 54 Kamavachara Jeta or sense-sphere consciousness? So out of this title, there is 3 kinds of Jetas are divided. So 12 unwholesome consciousness in Pali, Akusala Jeta, and 18 rootless consciousness that will be taught today. You will see today. We'll talk about this 18 rootless consciousness today. And the next group is 24 sense-sphere beautiful consciousness, Kama Vajara Sobhana Jeta. So let us see these 12 that we have already discussed about that. So out of these 12 unwholesome consciousness, Akusala Jeta, there is 3 categories again, 8 greed-rooted consciousness in Pali, Lobha Mula, and 2 hatred-rooted consciousness, Dosa Mula, and 2 delusion-rooted consciousness, Moha Mula. And this is 8 greed-rooted consciousness, If you want to remember easily, you have to divide 3, 3 parts, And the first one is feeling. It's a 2 feeling, and joy, 4. Equanimity, also 4. And another one is a round view associated with round view or dissociated with round view. So associated with round view 2 and dissociate with round view 2. So like that, and unprompted and prompted. So I hope you remember, all these 8. We don't have much time, so that's why I will not talk more about that, but this Jeta chapter is a very important one. If you continue another chapter until the end, the last chapter, you have to talk about this Jeta consciousness as well. So Jeta, we never ending subject to discuss about that, because it's a very, very deep and profound teaching, profound to understand this. So at the beginning, I want you to remember, I want you to remember only, even though you don't understand properly, you don't understand very deeply, but at the first step is you need to remember 8, greed-rooted consciousness is 8. what are they? You need to remember. Then later, you will remember more and more if you remember this. If you understand more and more if you remember this basic knowledge. So my first point is to remember all this consciousness. Yeah. So the next step is to understand, and the next step may be to apply in your daily life like that. Yeah. So the first step is please try to remember all these kinds of jhatas. So the first, this group is greed-rooted consciousness is 8. Yeah. And the next group is hatred-rooted consciousness. And this one is accompanied by displeasure. Accompanied by displeasure is the same. And this one also the same, associated with aversion, associated, sorry, here, dissociated. I have to change, yeah? Dissociated with associated, sorry, not dissociated, associated with aversion as well, the same. And only here is a different, unprompted and prompted. I hope you remember these two words, yeah? Unprompted and prompted. So physically encouraging, yeah? Induced by with the physical action. So do it like that, yeah? Here also more clear to understand. Unprompted means you do yourself, yeah? You do yourself without instructing or without what is it? Without talking, yeah? Without talking, without guiding by anybody, yeah? Physically, verbally, and mentally. Okay, I will now focus on that because I want to go to the next group of the 18 Ahetuka jhatas, yeah? So next group is a delusion-rooted consciousness. This one is only 2 parts, yeah? Accompanied by equanimity, accompanied by equanimity. So here is only different, yeah? Associated with doubt and associated with restlessness, yeah? So I know this, you may have a lot of questions in your mind, yeah? You may have a lot of things you want to know. Oh, what is that? What is that? Yeah. But at the beginning, then you cannot understand. You know, maybe next chapter you will more understand. You will understand more about these jhatas. And next chapter, this one also connected with the jhata. You will understand more. And next chapter like that, and your understanding ability will develop. Yeah. So these 12 consciousness are unwholesome consciousness. Yeah. 12 unwholesome consciousness. I want to finish here. I want to go next. Yeah. The next group is rootless consciousness. Yeah. Rootless consciousness 18. So out of this 18 rootless consciousness, there are 3 kinds of jhatas or consciousness, yeah, are divided. Yeah. The first group is 7 akusala vipaka jhata. Yeah. Akusala vipaka. And unwholesome resultant consciousness. So the first 12 is akusala consciousness is 12. Yeah. So this one is this Pali word is the same. Only this is different. Vipaka. Vipaka means I won't like to translate only here resultant. So these 7 consciousness appear because of unwholesome deeds, 12 unwholesome deeds. Yeah, we have already finished. So this is resultant consciousness because of the unwholesome unwholesome consciousness. So this is the first group, yeah, 7 kinds of jhatas. And the second group is Ahetuka Kusala Vipaka jhata. So I will talk about later Ahetuka. What is Ahetuka? Yeah, Kusala. Kusala is the opposite of the Akusala. Yeah, here is a Kusala. Yeah, Kusala is wholesome. Akusala, means a negative. Yeah, negative. So opposite of the wholesome is unwholesome. Yeah. So Kusala is a wholesome. So Ahetuka means rootless. Yeah, rootless. Vipaka is
No, it was
resultant.
up here on the porch. I just want to make sure it's not missing somewhere.
Ahetuka means rootless. Kusala means wholesome. Yeah, Vipaka is resultant. So I will tell you only. Can you make a mute? Maybe, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
we can hold it. Might be the old one.
yeah, maybe.
Hello. Please mute, because I cannot do mute. Yeah.
Reimer, du kannst doch, ja, okay.
Aber ich sehe nicht, wer da spricht. Alle sind auf Mute.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now okay. So yeah. So at the beginning, I'm introducing only word by word translation, but that later we will discuss more detail. Yeah. And next group is Ahetuka Kiriya. Ahetuka is rootless. Yeah. Rootless. Kiriya means a functional. Yeah. Consciousness. Ahetuka Kiriya jhatas. So these 18 in Pali is, maybe I have to put here, Ahetuka, yeah, Ahetuka jhata. So here, Hetu means root, yeah, Hetu means root, is negative, yeah, negative. So Ahetu means rootless. So Hetuka, okay, I will not talk about the Pali grammar, yeah, that will be another subject. So Hetuka means it's root, and is the opposite, yeah, or negative. So Ahetuka means rootless, rootless. You will understand more later, yeah. So if I were trying to explain a little bit about this one, there are 6 roots of consciousness. 6 roots of consciousness. Yeah. So the first 3, greed in Pali, lobha. Second, hatred, dosa, and delusion, moha. This is unwholesome root. Yeah, unwholesome root. And the opposite of these 3 roots are non-greed. So only is different here. Yeah, lobha, non-hatred, dosa, and non-delusion, moha. This is wholesome roots. So we have a talk about 89, yeah, 89 consciousness altogether. Yeah, at the beginning we have talked about that. Yeah, I hope you remember. Let me show you here. Yeah, this when we calculate all this all together, 89, yeah? 89 consciousness. Not here, yeah? Not here. So, altogether, there are 89 consciousness. Out of, out of these 89, only 18 consciousness is rootless. Only 18 consciousness are rootless. And another, how many? 71, yeah? 71 Jaitas are accompanied with these 6 roots. So these 6 roots are working behind our thoughts, yeah? Behind our thoughts, like this tree. You know, when we look at the tree, we cannot see the roots, yeah? We cannot see the roots. Only what we can see is the flowers, yeah, the fruits, the leaves, branch, everything we can see, but we cannot see the roots. Like this, the real roots of the tree, these 6 roots are walking behind our thoughts. So, you know, sometimes you can contemplate your thinking, yeah? Sometimes your thoughts are accompanied with greed. Sometimes your thoughts are accompanied with hatred. Sometimes accompanied with delusion. So sometimes you are thinking about what you want. Sometimes you are thinking about what you hate. Sometimes you don't know what you are thinking. This is accompanied by delusion, moha. You don't know what to do, what you are thinking, you don't understand. So without understanding, you are thinking, you know, like, you know, yeah, you can, if you can contemplate your mind, you will see that. So, and in the contrary, sometimes you are thinking with non-greed. Non-greed means you are thinking to donate, you are thinking to help other people. Yeah, this is non-greed roots. Your thoughts is accompanied by non-greed. And sometimes you are thinking about love, not the sensual love. Yeah, here it means sensual love is a greed. Yeah, here non-hatred love is a loving kindness. Yeah, loving. Sometimes you are thinking about loving kindness. Sometimes your thoughts are accompanied with the non-delusion on knowledge, wisdom, yeah, or inside knowledge. So all the thoughts, yeah, all the thoughts, the whole day, every time you have a thoughts, all the thoughts are accompanied or motivated by these 6 roots, one at a time. Yeah, one at a time. And because of these 6 roots, yeah, you don't need to read this one. Yeah, this is a 71 Jaitas I put here. You will learn later. Yeah. So because of greed, you will you do the greed-rooted consciousness. Because of the root hatred, you hatred-rooted consciousness appear in your mind. And because of delusion rooted consciousness happens in your mind. And because of the non-greed aloba, yeah, consciousness, all these, yeah, all these, yeah, said you understand later. So here, briefly to say, there are 6 roots of consciousness, yeah. Because of these 6 roots, our minds is changing. If the greed motivates you, then you will do the greed-rooted consciousness. If the hatred motivates you or encourage to do something, then hatred-rooted consciousness will appear in your mind. So the 6 roots is walking behind like real roots of the tree. So I want to stop talking about these 6 roots. Here, what I mean is these 18 consciousness is nothing to do with the roots. Yeah, altogether 89. Yeah, these 18 consciousness is not motivated and not caused by the roots. So the other 71 is caused by the 6 roots, one at a time. Yeah, not all 6 roots at the same time. So rootless consciousness 18. Yeah, there is 3 groups, and the first group is unwholesome resultant consciousness 7, and wholesome resultant rootless consciousness 8. Here, why? Here is a different, you know. Here in Pali words, akusala vipaka, unwholesome resultant consciousness. Yeah. Here is not only kusala vipaka. Why this one is here? So here without ahituka, here also with ahituka. So why here there's no the words ahituka. In 89 consciousness, the resultant consciousness or unwholesome resultant consciousness is only these 7. Only these 7. But wholesome resultant consciousness is not only these 8, but also the other 8, 5, 5, 4, like that. You will see later. So that's why we need to differentiate. To differentiate from these other kinds of wholesome resultant consciousness, these ahituka need to put here. Yeah, so I will tell you when we talk about the other resultant consciousness, then you will clear more. Yeah, like you know, for example, in this group, yeah, in this group, Siali Aganyani is only 1, yeah. But if there is a 2 Siali Aganyani in this group, I cannot call the Siali Aganyani. I have to call it differently. And Siali Aganyani from Munich, Siali Aganyani from Myanmar, like that. So here, in this 89 consciousness, akusala, unwholesome resultant is only 1. Only 1. That's why the ahituka we don't need to put here. And wholesome resultant is not only 1. So altogether in rootless consciousness also, and next group, sense pure, beautiful consciousness, yeah, like that. There is a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 kinds of wholesome resultants. So that's why ahituka put here, but here is without ahituka, the words ahituka. So, okay, the next group is Ahetuka Kiriya, rootless functional consciousness. Okay, so let me go next. Before I start talking about this Ahetuka Chetas, I want to talk about some keywords, yeah, some keywords, because it is a very important, yeah, very important, not only for the 18 Ahetuka Cheta, but also to note about the Abhidhamma, some words that you need to know. So this is only for the 18, yeah, 18 Ahetuka Cheta. So 18 Ahetuka Chetas are very weak. So here also I will talk later, yeah. What is weak, what is strong. I cannot say it as long as you don't know these 18 Chetas, yeah. And also chemically indeterminate Abhyakata as well. I will not talk here more, and later I will come here again. Yeah. These 18 Chetas, just resultant Chetas, produced by wholesome and unwholesome, just resultants. Yeah. Just resultants. Chemically, we cannot say it is a good Cheta or bad Chetas. We cannot say wholesome or unwholesome. We cannot say that. So just resultant, just result. Yeah. And these 18 Chetas works. The function of this 18 Chetas is only merely recognize the object directly and immediately. Yeah, you will know later. And next word is Anatta Ramana. Anatta Ramana. Yeah, Anatta. The word Anatta means unpleasant or undesirable. Anatta. Yeah, Anatta. And Aramana is here object. So Anatta Ramana, unpleasant and undesirable object. And next one is Etta Ramana. Etta means pleasant and desirable object. So Etta Ramana. So mainly there is two kinds of, actually not only two, yeah, you will learn later, but here I would like to introduce only two. In this world, there is only two objects, yeah, two objects, unpleasant and desirable object and pleasant and desirable object. Yeah, according to the Abhidhamma. So nowadays you can see a lot of unpleasant and desirable objects, like us in Myanmar as well, in Ukraine, and everywhere in the world. There are a lot of unpleasant and undesirable objects. This is called the Anatta Ramana. So here we are teaching and learning the Abhidhamma and talking the good things, talking about the good mind, wholesome and unwholesome. This is pleasant and desirable object. Yeah. So this is called the Etta Ramana. So according to the Abhidhamma, when you see the Anatta Ramana or unpleasant and undesirable object, you don't need to blame other people. It is just result of what you did in the past. This is the result of the unwholesome akusala chetas. Yeah, and when we have pleasant and desirable object in your life, then it is just because of what you did in the past, because of the pleasant, beautiful chetas. So this is just result like that. So Etta Ramana and Anatta Ramana, we call in Pali, unpleasant and undesirable object, is a very connected with the 18 Cheta. You will know more about that. Yeah. And next, dukkha. Dukkha is a most of the Buddhist people, they know already, yeah. Dukkha is a bodily pain, yeah, bodily pain, and Sukha, bodily pleasure. And Kiriya means a functional, and Dwara means sense door, yeah. Okay, this is just introduction, and let me go to the 18 Chetas, yeah. So the first group, unwholesome resultant consciousness, is 7. Akusala, Vipaka, Cheta. So Kusala means wholesome, Akusala means unwholesome, Vipaka means resultant, Cheta is consciousness. Yeah. So there are 7 kinds of Chetas. The first Chetas is I consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So this is in Pali. If you want to learn in Pali, you can see here. Yeah, Upekha Sahagadan Chakku Vinyanan. Yeah, Upekha Sahagadan Chakku Vinyanan. In English, I consciousness accompanied by equanimity. Here, Chakku means I. Yeah. Chakku means I. Vijnana is another word for the consciousness. Yeah. Sorry, Cheta. Vijnana or knowing. We can translate knowing. Actually, Cheta means knowing or recognizing. Yeah. So Vijnana means knowing or consciousness. I consciousness. Chakku Vijnana. Accompany means Sahagata. Yeah, Sahagata means accompanied by. Upekha means equanimity. So I consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So I can tell you a little bit about these keywords. Being weak, yeah, not as strong as other consciousness. So, for example, if we donate something, yeah, if we help other people's, I told you a moment ago that behind of this action, yeah, behind of this wholesome deeds, non-greed is working. Because you have non-greed or detachment to your property, to your possession, you can donate, you can help other people. So that's why we call this action or this consciousness is very strong, because this non-hatred, non-greed is working behind. That's why this action or this beautiful Cheta is strong. But here, unconsciousness, the works of the unconsciousness is only to recognize what you see, to recognize the object, nothing more. This consciousness cannot do anything more, only to recognize the object. You know, for example, someone see the flowers, yeah? The flowers, and this consciousness, Chakku Vijnana or unconsciousness, works only, oh, this, you know, the, how to say, the conditions, yeah, the color, everything, not decide. I always give an example with the old camera, yeah. I don't know you. There's a film, yeah, film inside, and if you take the camera, then this camera does not know go to a bed of this picture, yeah. Only the duty of the camera is just take the object. We have to go to the coloring shop, yeah, Photoshop and yeah, Photoshop, and you can take off the photos. I don't know, you know that camera? So this is not digital camera, yeah, not digital camera. This, you know, when I was a young, yeah, there's a film inside, yeah, there's a film inside you have to put, yeah. Then we take a camera. So that camera cannot do anything, just take the object. So eye consciousness also like that. So when we look at the sky and we take this sky only, and this eye consciousness, later I will explain more about it. And this, the eyes consciousness take the object, and this consciousness handed over to this consciousness. This is a receiving consciousness. And this object, this consciousness is receive that object, and that object also very weak because he cannot decide. Yeah? It cannot decide, only receive. And this consciousness handed over to this Jeta, investigating consciousness. This consciousness a little bit strong, but not still strong if we compare with other consciousness, yeah, with the root consciousness. This one is rootless consciousness. So that's why just investigate. And this consciousness also have to hand over to other consciousness as well. But here, I understand you may not know, you may not get the point, but I believe you understand more about that. So this is only just introduction, yeah? So that's why these rootless consciousness are weak, not very strong. The reason is without roots. If the consciousness are not accompanied by the roots, yeah, out of these six, yeah, 6 roots, they are weak, yeah, and you will understand more. So let me finish this 7 Jetas, yeah. So the first one is eye consciousness. The second is ear consciousness, and nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and all these 4 are accompanied by equanimity, yeah, equanimity, and body consciousness accompanied by pain. Here, dukkha, yeah, dukkha, bodily pain, bodily pain. Here also, if we compare these 4 and these 4 is not very strong. The body pain is very strong. So stronger than these 4. You know, for example, if you see with the eyes, yeah, and we can take that object, it's just equanimity. We cannot say it's painful or not. But a bodily pain, if you are sitting on the chair, yeah, and you feel something painful on your hip like that, and you cannot cannot stay with the equanimity, and your body is a pain is a stronger than these 4. So yeah. So body consciousness is accompanied by pain. And next one is receiving consciousness accompanied by equanimity. And next one is investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity as well. So here, I think actually this is not my subject. Yeah, Sally Aganyani, you know this, the book Buddha's Brain. Yeah, Buddha's Brain is the neologist from the Western country. I don't know, from Europe or America, I don't know. The 2 Western people the scholar, wisdom scholar, they write this book, Buddha's Brain. If I read that book, and they are talking, they are approaching the Abhidhamma from the scientific approach. It's very similar to this Abhidhamma. So they practice meditation and they research very carefully, very deeply, and they write that books. It's a very good to read. Yeah, I recommend that book. If you understand, if you want to understand more than me, then and if you understand that book, then you will understand more about the Abhidhamma, I think, because here we don't have the material, how to say, scientific facts. You know, in that book, I don't know how to call the scientific usage, scientific terms. Yeah, the firstly, when we see something, and that time, the object, then seeing the object, then we cannot decide this is good or bad. And this they are explaining about the neologism. Yeah, this object going somewhere to the some knobs, and from there this objects going somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, you may Sally Aganyani, you can explain more, I think, because I am very not familiar with the scientific usage. Yeah, scientific only my field is only the Buddhist teaching. Yeah, so and not finished yet. Yeah, step by step, going, seeing the object, receiving the object, investigating the object, and finally, and determining the object, and determining good or bad, and experiencing good or experiencing bad. They explain like that, so it's very wonderful. Okay, so here as the first step, I want you to know only, I want to introduce only these 7 kinds. So here, the first, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness, and receiving consciousness, investigating consciousness. So about this consciousness, you will understand more about this consciousness in the chapter 4. And chapter 4 is more detailed about the consciousness and how these consciousness are working. You will understand more. So in this chapter, my point is to familiarize all these 89 chaitas. So I want you to tell you approaching patiently, patiently, and you may have a lot of questions, at the beginner, as the beginner. Then you understand more and more about this chaita, and the more you understand about the chaita, the more you want to learn more about, you want to know more about the Abhidhamma. Okay, so this is unwholesome resultant consciousness. Oh, one thing you need to know is these 7 consciousness are connected with the anatta ramana here. Anatta ramana, unpleasant and undesirable object. So, for example, if you see unpleasant with this, with this chaita, if you see unpleasant, fighting, killing, conflicts, so this is unpleasant object. And if you see something unpleasant and desirable, this is not because of someone. This is but because of our karma, our unwholesome consciousness, unwholesome deeds in the past. And if we hear unpleasant and undesirable sounds, fighting, arguing, on the TV, like some very high tension speech, like that is unpleasant, yeah, unpleasant speech. If you hear unpleasant speech, unpleasant talk, then it is because of unwholesome deeds we have done in the past. If you have to smell bad smell, unpleasant and undesirable smell, that one also because of our bad karma, bad unwholesome deeds in the past. And also sometimes we have to eat what we don't like, you know, for the diabetes, yeah. The diabetes, you cannot eat whatever you like, yeah. And sometimes you have to eat even though you don't like. This one also because of the bad karma, what we have done in the past. And sometimes you have the bodily pain, yeah, bodily pain. This one also unpleasant and desirable pain. Yeah, pain is not desirable, yeah, always. Then this one also because of the unwholesome deeds. If we say jaitas, 12 unwholesome jaitas, because of these 12 unwholesome jaitas, we have these 7 jaitas. It's just a resultant, yeah. So after, you know, for example, if we hear unpleasant and undesirable, then this one cannot stop here. And this is continuation of that, yeah, continuation. So that's why if you have unpleasant and undesirable object from eye, with ear, nose, tongue, body, and you have to continue to receiving. It's a continuation, yeah, continuation of these 5. So that's why all these 7 unwholesome residual consciousness are caused by the 12 unwholesome consciousness or unwholesome deeds, the bad karma. So this is unwholesome resultant consciousness. So let me go next. Okay. Wholesome resultant consciousness is 8. So if you want to remember, it's very easy. Yeah, it's very easy. You know, here, eye consciousness, the same. Ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, receiving, investigating. So, these 7 is the same. You see, these 7 is the same, and here, investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity only. But here, wholesome resultant consciousness, investigating consciousness is 2. One is accompanied by joy, one is accompanied by equanimity. So this one also a lot to talk about that. And you will have to learn more about this in 4th chapter. But in this class, it's only until 3 chapter, yeah, 3 chapter. Actually, you have to learn more about this in the 4th chapter, yeah. If you want to learn more, we can continue, yeah. We can continue. So this wholesome resultant consciousness is caused by the wholesome, beautiful consciousness. After 18, you will have to learn later, yeah. Wholesome consciousness we didn't have finished. So these 8 consciousness appear when we have the Eitta Ramana, pleasant and desirable object. So it means if you see pleasant, beautiful, desirable object, this is not because of others, but because of your good karma in the past. Yeah, good karma in the past. So this one is very important to apply. Yeah, to apply. You know, in your family or in your society, when the people something good, something bad, they blame to others. Actually, according to the Abhidhamma, we should not blame to others. It is because of our bad karmas. So that's why we have to change our attitude and to do the good things and to encourage other people to do good things. So like that, if we apply, if we understand more about this, and you will see your mind, yeah, more deeply. You know, every day you are thinking a lot, you are doing a lot. Yeah, before you do and you speak, you think first. If you think and you can contemplate your mind very carefully, then you will see behind the 6 roots. Yeah, 6 roots. And sometimes in this consciousness you will see without roots. Yeah, this 18 is without roots. So here what I mean is, if you see pleasant and desirable object, this is called eye consciousness accompanied by equanimity. If you hear pleasant and desirable sounds, then it is also because of the wholesome consciousness, and you haven't learned. Yeah, you will learn later. So all these 8 are connected with the Eta Ramana, pleasant and desirable object. So now in the people in wisdom countries, it's rarely to find the unpleasant. Yeah, unpleasant means fight the wars. There's no wars in Western countries. In Asia, in Myanmar, there's a lot of people are fighting, killing each other. This is unwholesome resultant consciousness, mostly occupied in Burmese people mind. Even though I'm living here, because our news environment atmosphere are connected with the Myanmar, so that's why we also affected. Yeah, affected. So that's why mostly these unwholesome consciousness occupy. But Sally Aganyani, you all are here very lucky. You know, you see only pleasant and desirable object here in Western country. But because of some people in Ukraine, you know, every day people are afraid. People are talking about the war. Yeah, people are talking about the weapons. Yeah, people are talking about the nuclear. This is unwholesome resultant consciousness. Yeah, so in the contrary, if the people are talking about good things, talking about the desirable and pleasant things, this is because of this is called the wholesome resultant consciousness are occupied in people's heart. So yeah, this is wholesome resultant consciousness is 8. So let me go next. Rootless functional consciousness. So function is function. Yeah, ahetuka in Pali is a kiriya. So functional consciousness means without producing any results, just function, just action. Yeah, just action. So without the other 12 and wholesome consciousness and 24 the other, yeah, Sobana, you will learn more later. All these consciousness have now without the kiriya, yeah, kusala chaita and akusala chaita, wholesome action and unwholesome action can produce the result. So these 3 cannot produce any results. This is called the functional. Yeah. In Pali, Kiriya Citta. So here the first functional consciousness is here also rootless. Yeah. In Pali, Ahetuka is defined here because you will learn later a lot of Kiriya Cittas. That's why you need to define Ahetuka Kiriya, and later you will learn Maha Kiriya and Rupa Kiriya, Ahetu Kiriya, like that. So that's why Ahetuka need to be here, yeah, to define, to differentiate with other Kiriya Citta. So the first Kiriya Citta is 5 sense door adverting consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So 5 sense door is here, yeah. Eye, ear, nose, 10, body. So these 5 sense door adverting consciousness. That means this is comes before the other eye consciousness, receiving consciousness, investigating consciousness, and other good or bad consciousness. So yeah, this one is a very difficult to explain at the moment. Yeah, so only later I can explain more. So here, the main, the important is to remember the first and to know a little bit about what this status means. Yeah, 5 sense door adverting means before, you know, for example, oh, I'm looking at the sky. Yeah, I'm looking at the sky. Before looking at the sky, I need this consciousness first. 5 sense door adverting consciousness. That means, oh, I will look to the sky. Then I look. And after I already look and I already recognize the object, I give to the receiving consciousness. Receiving consciousness receive that sky object, and he hand over to the this consciousness hand over to the investigating consciousness, and investigating consciousness investigate. Oh, what is that? What is that? What's look like? Then investigating consciousness hand over to other consciousness as well. Yeah. So that's why this is the first. Yeah. This appear before the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose, 10, body consciousness. So so this consciousness is 5 sense door consciousness. And let me go next one, and then I will give you an example. So mind door adverting consciousness. The next one is mind door adverting consciousness. So there is 5 sense door, and another door is mind door. There's a 6 door. Yeah, 6 doors. In the Asian Indian, what is it? Meditation technique. Yeah, this is 6 doors. Yeah, 6 sense doors. They put like that. Yeah, it's a meditation that in Western country also very popular. This meditation technique. Yeah, so let's talk about later. Here they're all together 6 sense doors. Yeah, so 5 sense door and mind door. Yeah, mind door adverting consciousness. Sometimes because of we see there's a lot of thought process come, and because of we hear something, a lot of thought process appear. So because of this seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling or experiencing, there are a lot of thought process continuously coming, appear in your mind thought process. And sometimes not because of these 5, you close your eyes, you don't hear anything, you don't smell, you don't taste, you don't focus on bodily action, but your mind is working. This is a mind door, mind door. So for detail, you will learn more about that, mind door. So mind door adverting consciousness. So if you want to think something, that mind door adverting consciousness appear first. So these 2 consciousness is very important to happen all kinds of good or bad consciousness. For example, this consciousness are working like that. When I was a young, we are sitting besides the I don't know what is it. What is it? Iron bell, big bell, big bell. Not iron. What is it? I don't know how to say it in English. So Sally, again, can you explain? The bell is very big, very big one in Myanmar, in Myanmar. So morning 4 o'clock, before 4 o'clock, we are sitting besides that big bell. So exactly 4 o'clock, a monk come and ring that bell 24 times, 24 times, even 2 quarter, 3 quarter, maybe 1 month, 2 months can hear that sound. But even though we are sitting besides that bell, we didn't hear that day, we didn't hear because we didn't, this consciousness not appear. That's why even though we are sitting beside that big bell, we didn't hear that someone has already ring that bell. So 5 sense door adverting consciousness is working like that. So without 5 sense door adverting consciousness, no consciousness cannot appear. So except this one, So mind door adverting consciousness also working like this. Without mind door adverting consciousness, the other thought process cannot appear. And next one is mind producing consciousness accompanied by joy. That this one also little bit difficult. Mind producing consciousness, just sorry. This is only for the arahants, So Buddha and the persons who has already attained arahantship, arahantship. So this is the mind producing consciousness. We can talk about later about this. So I want to finish here because I have already talked over 1 hour, Okay, so next week we will continue from here. Okay, thank you very much. See you next week,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you have any question, you can ask me now,
Next week?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
next week.
Yeah, you can ask anything,
It's something I'm struggling with from the beginning. It's why, and I don't know, why is there no pity with or without pity when it comes to dosa?
Why is pity?
Yes, wrong
Be-
view. Because
deity, wrong view.
yeah, sorry, yeah, ditthi,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Why isn't that with dosa and only with loba?
Okay, yeah. Very nice question. Yeah. In Abhidhamma topic, this this one also already have a question. So many people question about that. Yeah. So here on greed-rooted consciousness, you know, it's better to compare with this. Yeah. So if you, for example, yeah, just an example, if you steal something, yeah, if you steal something, sometimes stealing others' property is not good. Yeah, you know that this is associated with dissociated with around you. You know it is not the good things. Yeah, and sometimes the people steal something. No, stealing others' property is we cannot say it is a bad action. We cannot say like that. So then is it associated with around you? For the hatred-rooted consciousness, it's nothing to do with right view or wrong view. Yeah, right view or wrong view. The hatred or anger is just anger. Yeah, can happen how to say can happen to the people who have a wrong view or who don't have the wrong view. So mostly hatred-rooted consciousness does not connect with the wrong view or right view. We don't need to emphasize that.
But the thing you are saying with loba, but it's,
Yeah.
I also had the answer like, because Buddha said so, you know, I'm still wondering. I'm looking in books for the answer, because ditthi is also about you know, the I, you know, the wrong view of I, and also with hate you can have a wrong view of I guess, because only there is hate because of separation, because of I and you. But if there's no I, so I'm struggling.
Yeah, I understand. It's very difficult to explain. I also have, but in my mind, I understand, but I don't know how to say. You know, I know only what I can say is this is nothing to do with the deity. Yeah, deity. Yeah, hatred, unpleasant feeling. You know, for example, I in the loba, loba mula chaita, greed-rooted consciousness, and I can still, you know, it's not good action, or I should not steal others' property. It's not good things. That action you can find there, but in hatred-rooted consciousness, you cannot find in this case that hatred or unpleasant feeling already happened. You don't have such a mindset. Hatred is hatred is not good, or good karma or bad karma. We don't have a time to think.
But even loba is one really split nano moment. So also in loba there is no time to think, because that comes the next moment maybe, but in the moment of loba there is no thinking. There is just directly ditthi arising, coming with the loba.
Yeah.
But what you're saying also, when there is the split second of dosa, there can also be like, it's not good to hate, you know. That understanding But it's also
Yeah.
a little bit with moha, you know, what's the difference
Mm.
between ditthi and moha? I
Yeah.
also looked for that, and it's sort of clear, but
Yeah.
but in the end, I still don't understand why it's
I
not with
let
those.
me let me think here. Let me think to give a more clearer explanation. Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That would be great.
Yeah. I hope I can find the good answer. Yeah. At the
Yes.
moment, I don't know how to explain. Yeah. Okay, Sally Aganyani, you also do you have anything to talk about?
I would like to add something or answer this question as far as I understand. If you have a view, it is your view, my view. So you can be attached to it. So it can come with Loba Mula, but you cannot reject, be aversive, be hateful with your own view. Otherwise, you immediately would let it go. I think that.
Can you say it again? Sorry.
If you have a view, whatever wrong view about I, myself, this atta view and all these things, kusala, akusala, if you have a wrong view, you still think it's my view. So you can be attached to it, or you always are attached to some extent to it. So it comes together with Loba Mula. But if you have dosa Mula, hatred, you cannot hate your view, then it's not no more your view. you always like your view because you think that is correct. Still you ignore that it's wrong maybe, but still it is your view. You cling to it, attached to it. You cannot hate your own view.
Yeah, that one also is a very good answer, I think. Yeah, Sally Aganyani. And what another point I remember is Saloba, green-rooted consciousness is connected with the deity. If you learn next chapter, yeah, it's together with the deity. Saloba and deity is together in the one same group. And in the dosa group, there's 4 kinds of dosa group. Yeah, it's a deity is not there. So conceit, greed, and round view. These 3 is in the same group.
Yeah, Loba.
Yeah. So some people very too much proud. Yeah, too much proud means being proud happens because I'm most beautiful. Yeah, I'm most beautiful. I'm more educated like that. And in the other group of the hatred group, and hatred, aversion, and envy, and remorse, and jealousy. So these 4 are in the dosa group. It's not connected with the deity round view group.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm contemplating on the answers I got.
I understand. I also have a lot of students also have such a thoughts. Yeah. So I will try to explain more in next week.
And I will consider in the meanwhile about the answers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So see you next week. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. I wish I could speak German.
Do you speak German, Carmen, or understand?
Ein bisschen. Ich kann es ein bisschen verstehen, aber nicht so gut.
Good.
Can I stay just to see if I can understand your German?
Frage, ob du es mal versuchen kannst in Deutsch.
Ja,
Nein, ich kann nicht. Nein, nein, nein. Okay, I leave. Okay, thank you.
aber
We could speak in English.
No, 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 no. It's German. I don't want to interfere in the whole thing. Thank you. Thank
ja,
you.
ich kann vielleicht das nochmal mit Ditti versuchen auf Deutsch zu sagen. Vielleicht verstehst du da ein bisschen was oder auch nicht. Ditti, eine falsche Ansicht, das ist ja meine falsche Ansicht und die mag ich natürlich immer. Da ist immer ein Mögen, eine Anhaftung dabei, deswegen in den Lobamula-Chittas. Eine falsche Ansicht, oder meine falsche Ansicht von jemand anders schon, über die kann ich mich vielleicht ärgern, kann ich Hass haben, aber die eigene falsche Ansicht, wie kann ich die hassen? Die würde ich ja sofort aufgeben
Mhm.
und ablehnen.
Ja. Ja.
Mein Lehrer hat auch mal gesagt, das sind unterschiedliche Objekte. Das hatte ich mal verstanden, aber im Moment kriege ich es nicht mehr zustande, wie man das auf die Weise erklären kann. Bei Lobamula und ja, Lobamula mit Ditti, da ist meine eigene, nee, weiß ich nicht, da ist irgendein begehrenswertes Objekt, ein wünschenswertes Objekt da, dann ist Loba da und kann Ditti da sein, muss nicht gleichzeitig sein.
Mhm.
Und bei Dosa ist es ein unerwünschtes Objekt, eins, was ich nicht mag. Warum kann da keine falsche Ansicht sein? Ja, das würde wahrscheinlich nicht in demselben Moment sein, wenn ich darüber eine falsche Ansicht habe, über etwas Unerwünschtes, Hässliches oder sowas, dann es ist nicht so einfach zu
Ja, aber
erklären. Irgendwie muss das mit den Objekten schon spielt eine Rolle. Reimer, kannst du irgendwie erklären?
die falsche Ansicht, hast du ja auch schon erklärt, bezieht sich ja auf eine Identifikation mit etwas. Ja,
Ja, das Wort ist gut.
Ja.
Mhm.
Bin damit identifiziert. Wenn ich hasse, bin ich nicht damit identifiziert. Ich will es weghaben.
Now I'm starting to write the German. It's
Ja, aber die Frage ist, warum kann ich mich nicht mit was Unangenehmem vielleicht auch identifizieren? Ich bin die Böse.
Ja, aber ich denke mal, das führt zu den Wittis. Ich kann eine Identifikation haben und aus Grund der Identifikation erlebe ich Aversion oder ich kann eine Ansicht haben und aufgrund dieser Ansicht erlebe ich dann Aversion, aber das ist später,
Mhm.
nicht
Next
in dem Moment.
Mhm.
Das ist auch noch eine wichtige
Ja,
Unterscheidung.
ja.
Weil natürlich entsteht der Hass auch aufgrund von Ansichten. Aber das ist ein späterer Moment, wo Hass hochkommt. In dem Moment ist nicht Ansicht da, vorher war aber Ansicht da und hat das verursacht. Also,
yeah. Sorry. And is it okay if I say it in English? I do understand your German,
yeah,
but
okay.
I think because it's such a split moment, such a short moment, and like what you both are saying is like if you put ditty and hate in one moment, they are contradictions. They cannot be in that split second because also all the things you were. So I got it. Dankeschön. Dankeschön. That's brilliant. I'm looking for this for a really long time already.
I have also a question, if I may ask. Well, sorry, you're not finished?
No, I think you can. I wanted to say something other about the other question which you put in the chat, Carmen. But if it's Alan, if it's
No,
still
let's
on
go
Titi,
ahead.
then
Go ahead
continue.
with Carmen's questions. Fine.
You can do in German. I don't want to, sorry. To,
Never mind.
I have just. You go ahead.
Du hattest gefragt im Chat mit dem, was Vijnana ist und wann Chitta benutzt wird. Und im Abhidhamma, also im Visuddhimagga steht drin, dass das eigentlich dieselbe Bedeutung hat, aber es kommt auf den Kontext an, da muss man ein bisschen aufpassen. Und im Abhidhamma ist es so, dass die 5 Sinnesbewusstseinsarten, also Sehbewusstsein oder Augenbewusstsein, Ohrenbewusstsein und ja, bis Körperbewusstsein, die 5, die werden als Vijnana bezeichnet. Und alle anderen als Chitta. Er hatte das leider im Pali bei dem Receiving Consciousness hatte er auch Vijnana geschrieben. Das stimmt nicht. Ich habe auch nochmal nachgeschaut und dachte, was ich jetzt falsch in Erinnerung. Nee, das ist Chitta. Und weil es die Sinnesbewusstsein, die 5, gibt sowohl als Resultat von Akusala, von unheilsam, als auch Resultat von heilsam. Deswegen sind es insgesamt 10 solche Arten von Bewusstsein, die Sinnesbewusstseinsarten, und die nennt man im Pali dann auch die Dvi-Pancha Vijnana.
Also 2.
Vijnana, das Bewusstsein, und Pancha, was eigentlich 5 sind, aber jeweils 2 kann Result of Wholesome und Result of Unwholesome Karma sein. Und nur hier wird eigentlich im Abhidhamma das Vijnana bezeichnet, sonst immer Chitta. Das ist unterschiedlich im Paticca Samuppada und an anderen Stellen, da bedeutet Vijnana wieder was anderes oder mehr, aber in Abhidhamma-Klassifikation ist erstmal so.
Dankeschön. Ja, helder. I don't know. Clear.
It
Dankeschön.
was easier than the previous one.
Jetzt muss ich mal gerade lauter stellen.
This was easier, this question, than the previous one. I have probably also an easy one, but it's always, I have a problem with the timing sequence. Maybe you can help me. So I understand if you have eye consciousness that arises when you have an object and the eye sensitivity meeting, then eye consciousness arises. Now there is the 5-door adverting consciousness. And he said also today, the 5-door adverting consciousness that goes to the eye before the object meets with the eye. So how does the adverting consciousness know where to go? Somehow for me, it's like there is a link is missing. So I always thought when I didn't start to study, I thought first the eye consciousness arises and then kind of the main stuff of the mind goes there to understand what's happening there. But somehow it works the other way around. And it's really strange for me to understand that.
Yeah, so the object is already there. For example, if we speak about eye consciousness and seeing the visible object, the flower or whatever is already there, but I have to turn this adverting consciousness is turning to the object to pay attention to it. Maybe you have the experience, what he tried to give the example with the bell and they did not hear. So if you are concentrated on something else, reading a book or whatever, meditation or strongly concentrated, and somebody speaks to you or there's a sound, you just don't hear it. You have to turn your attention to listening to the sound.
But doesn't the 5-door adverting go automatically to the if the sound is loud enough, then
it's loud enough.
5-door adverting goes.
If I'm not too much involved in my previous activity, if I'm involved deeply and concentrated, it will not turn. But we need this attention. There is also often said, what are the conditions that eye consciousness arises? There's the visible object, there's the eye sensitivity, but what else? Attention, that must be before it arises as a condition, and light. If it's dark, also I can't see. So always there are 4 kinds of condition mentioned, which are necessary that this sense consciousness arises. In more detail in the Patana later we learn that there are still more conditions, but these are the main conditions that are usually mentioned. In the suttas, mostly only the 2 sense organ and object. Only these 2 are mentioned in the suttas usually. But indeed, always attention is necessary. Otherwise, also the high sensitivity, the visible object, that is physical objects, that is matter. How can the meeting of 2 matters, can a mind type of consciousness arise? That it would be a great miracle. So we need this attention, and this is before it can arise. We have to turn. My teacher sometimes said, it is like opening the door. You don't know yet who is outside. You have to open first, and then you can see who is outside. Then
that this is all now eye consciousness, that what we discussed.
Yeah.
But then it's before the eye consciousness arises, the 5 sense door adverting consciousness has to advert to the eye door.
Yes, that is like opening the door to see who is outside.
How does that 5 door? How does the mind know that something will come the next moment to the eye? That's kind of strange, no?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But it doesn't know. The object produce the adverting.
The object produces that.
It is also said in the in the mental process, which is only taught later. I don't know how far you know it. Before the adverting consciousness, the 5 sense door adverting consciousness, there's usually bhavanga, this life continuum. And because the object appears, this life continuum, this bhavanga vibrates. It is irritated because the object is there, but still nothing other happens. And then only the life continuum, the bhavanga, is arrested. And then the mind turns to this object who has vibrated. Well, yeah, it's like waking up of a deep sleep, this bhavanga. Something, why did I wake up? I open the eye and then I can see. But the bhavanga is vibrating and irritated, has to stop because the object is there.
So is that the cause for the arresting, for the 5 door adverting consciousness to arise, that the bhavanga stops?
Yes.
The object comes and the bhavanga stops, and that is the causing the adverting to go there and see, and then the eye consciousness.
That's right.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Good. Yes, good. Big question mark I can erase. Good, super. Thank you.
So, unsere Deutschen sind schon raus. Klar, kein Bedürfnis zum
I have one more actually, if I may ask. I can do it in English, no problem. So I have a question on we had the greed rooted, or the attachment rooted consciousness. So when I move my hand, is there first a greed rooted consciousness arising? So everything I want to do, there is always wanting. There is always wanting. I want to move my hand. I want to stand up. I want to sit down for meditation. I want to lift my foot in the walking meditation. Is this all greed rooted?
No. It can be, but it must not be. There's another mental factor, chanda, the wish to do, and that is neutral. Or can be wholesome or unwholesome, because lobha, craving or attachment is always unwholesome. Then it would be always unwholesome if I move my hand or do something. But it can be just the wish to do something, and that is not. It can be combined with lobha, but it must not be combined with loba. That is also like in metta meditation. There we have the wish for the well-being of another person. But that is not connected with loba. That would be terrible. Metta meditation is wholesome, but we still have a wish, or a wish to help.
Yes, I had the same question actually. Wish to help, same thing.
Yeah.
These are other consciousness, not greed-rooted consciousness. It's a different category.
Then it's in generosity, this aloba. Aloba mostly. If you practice metta meditation, it is mostly adosa, non-hatred, loving kindness.
If it's just neutral, if I just move my hand to, I don't know, to write something without greed or without anything, without, what kind of consciousness would that be then?
I think usually that
Not
there is
whole.
already a wish why you want to write something, or so. Can be wholesome or unwholesome. Usually I would think if you write down, like in the Abhidhamma lecture, you want to write down to remember later, it is wholesome.
That's not greed.
No, it can be
Wanting to remember.
Dhamma greed. I must understand it. I want to be the best one. So, but not necessarily. But we have to be honest to ourselves. It's not so easy.
Okay, maybe that more understanding comes when we've gone through the other consciousness.
Carmen?
And what relation has Chetana with then the chanda and the in this question? Because Chetana has the intention in a way.
Yeah, that is again something else. Chetana is what the Buddha said is karma, also the motivation or intention, volition. But that is with the volition, the motivation in a deed. We perform karma, where we get the result from karma, but chanda itself, but it's difficult because they always come together. Then just in theory we can differentiate, but they come together. And how to explain? Think of an example. My motive, if I would be a medical doctor and have to cut the patient to help him to fix something maybe or so, there's the intention, the motivation to help. That is kusala, wholesome intention. So I perform a wholesome karma. But in chanda, it is just the wish to take the instrument, to stretch the hand, to do this thing. There's not the intention to help, there's just the intention to do something, to work on the patients, to open the flesh or to fix the bones or so, and not the intention to help to save somebody, for example.
Oh, I'm not sure. I thought that chanda was more related to wholesome, and Chetana is one of the seven.
The seven universal.
Yeah, so it's always there.
It is always there, but not with the same meaning. Sometimes it's just a kind of stimulation. If it's connected, what we usually call Chetana is what is karma, where we really make good or bad karma. And chanda can be also wholesome or unwholesome, and depends on the whole mind, on the mindset. But how to say that? And chanda is not always present, but usually it is present very frequently, let's say. That is what Theodor will teach in the next chapter from the Cetasikas. But the function, we also could look, I don't have it, a book here in the Visuddhimagga, for example, I think in Abhidhamma Sangaha also, all these Cetasikas are explained by characteristic, function, manifestation, proximate cause, and there is certainly a difference, otherwise it would be the same.
Yeah, I will look it up. Yeah. Look, thank you.
Two experts and two pupils.
Otherwise, it was only
That's
one
a-
pupil. Then you were the
that's a-
lucky one.
Okay,
All right.
Okay.
so
Dankeschön.
yeah,
Dankeschön.
see us next Saturday. I will send the email around that it's already next Saturday, the next lecture.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hope
by
to
the
see
way,
you
I sent
again.
you an email. I tried to log in this morning. I thought it was
Yeah, I
in the morning
saw.
class, so.
Yeah, there are a lot of participants who cannot join directly from Australia, Vietnam, India, but there the time difference is so long. So I just send the recordings to them. We cannot.
Yeah. I thought the Germans, it's early in the morning, 7 o'clock, not in the evening. So
Now you know for the next time.
good, yes.
In July, will be in the temple in Thailand. So then I'm not here live, but I will also, I will join, but not live. So then you
Okay.
already know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Okay,
So
thank
good.
you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.